A dreamer at the spitting fire. The NFT and Eliza. Diving deep into projects. He's the crypto energizer. From your mint coins to tokens. He's got all the intel. Web freezers and trees show you where to excel. He's got the insights like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. While stories from the web, he's always in the know.
Good morning, Slam Nation. Happy Tuesday. What is it, December 9th? Good to see you guys. Cats, good morning, dude. You know, so Lemon still gets the honorary first no matter what, but Lemon doesn't tune in now. Like, it's been a minute since we've had a Lemon sighting. I think Lemon's in for, the old weekend, or not weekend. Lemon was in for, like, the old afternoon show. You know, he liked the Joe and Henry vibes, too. Every so often we get the Lemon appearance here. I miss the man, but he gets the honorary first, always. Always. CJ, good morning, man. Good to see you. All right. Today should be a fun one, man. Plenty going on at the same time, like really slow. I like it, by the way, but really slow out there. X, I think you guys probably noticing it too, I think. Tell me if you see timeline-wise, engagement down, people have disappeared, and that's part because of the holidays. But it's also, conferences. It's Art Basel, over the weekend, late last week, right? And this week it's Breakpoint, Solana Breakpoint. You can feel it, like, right? The community is largely not on X. And there's actually a lot of other reasons for that too. I think some people just plain old tapped out, waiting for fresh meta, whatever, but it's getting quiet out there. I have a post. I love Joe. We need to get Joe on that, new afternoon thing. Cats, I put out 2 tweets yesterday, and I tweet so rarely, and so like I don't, I'm not doing it for engagement. I just will tweet randomly. 2 tweets yesterday. One about the Fog Mint. That thing got like not even 200 impressions. And then I retweeted something about Pudgy Penguins, and to a degree, you're gonna think, okay, it's about Pudgy Penguins. It's gonna get at least some eyeballs, just barely over 100 impressions. X might have made an algo tweak as well. In fact, I had a really, really big name here in crypto Twitter message me and said, I didn't think you were here anymore. I checked your account. I saw a whole bunch of he liked all these recent posts of mine. He messaged, he's like, I didn't think you were still doing stuff. I never see your content. So he told me he's turning notifications on now, but I'm like, yeah, again, I don't tweet, but also I do think the algo is getting tweaked again. Remember a couple months back, it was bad. It was like real bad. And people weren't seeing your stuff. It feels like there was another tweak made. I think there was, because it's like unusually low now. Also, it's just slow. Market over, we back. Trump has to drop big news before Christmas vacation. Yeah, it's boy, I don't know. Nobody knows. I never mind saying I don't know. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Actually, I know where it's going next year. All right, we're live on Abstract, X, Kick, and YouTube. Hit the like where you're watching. Best place to be watching, honestly, it's over on CryptoSlam on YouTube. It's where the gang's hanging out. It's where they're chatting. I consider that home base, right, for the stream. But also Slam Nation, which you should be a part of, especially if you're building here in crypto in AI. Come join us in Slam Nation. Send a DM. We want to bring you into our Slack group. Get you connected with our devs. Really, really cool just to see this collaborative thing happening here in Slam Nation. But we'll support you both with the show here, getting you right on this show, talking about your platform, your product. But also behind the scenes, let's get you tapped into our data. We'll give you credits to tap into the API. You need custom endpoints, we'll build them for you. A lot we're cooking up behind the scenes and want to cook with all of you guys. So again, reach out. You can DM over here. You can DM me at Hudah_idiot or reach out over at CryptoSlam.io over on X. Some announcements coming this week. I'll just tell you, one of those swarm related. I think that's okay. And then another announcement very soon. I would say by the end of the week about a very, very, very big show coming next week. So big, it's probably going to get hosted on the CryptoSlam account. I'll say that. But I have a feeling it's going to end up being the biggest show I've ever hosted. That's how big. That's how big of a show that I'm cooking up here next week. And it's going to be a long one. And we're going to be talking to some cool ass people. And we're going to be talking about everything from the past year. And then talk about beyond what's coming. Okay. I need to retweet the show. Bro, 28 views on X yesterday. My God. Okay. We'll fix that. Probably helps to retweet. Okay. I can do the algo juice game too. And I'm going to drop that in the chat. All right. Man, big news this morning, not crypto related at all, but big news. And so I wanted to put it here on people's radar. If you haven't seen, there it is. And there is a little crypto impact here, like a little bit. And I'll make the tie. You know I can do that. Australia, this is official, I believe now. It is official. Social media is banned in Australia for kids under 16. Nothing burger. I think it's more than that. I'm still like not sure if I love it or hate it or what. I think I lean towards loving it. And I do think that domino analogy, I think it's right. I think it's the first of many. And part of me hopes it happens here in the States. It's tricky. When I was a kid, I lived on the internet and I was going to find my way to anything, right? I was going to find stuff. If it's out there, I was going to find it. I don't like hiding info from kids. And that said, there's so much horrible stuff online. There's horrible things I know my kids have seen through, like on TikTok, like horrible things that like, you'd be shocked if you heard, but they've all seen it. All the kids have seen horrible stuff. I don't like banning things, but I think easy info with no context to that info is a problem. Context matters a lot. Here in crypto, though, guys, I think we'd be surprised how many kids there are here in the space. The smart ones will find a way around it. I might be okay with that because then the smart ones hopefully are information seekers. They'll find a way around it. I don't know if people here realize how many kids are actually here in crypto and who are probably running laps around us trading wise. I actually was a guest on Thread Guy yesterday talking about how there's these kids under 18 years old who absolutely crushed us on meme coin trades this cycle. They're young. They're probably 15 years old and 14 and 13. I can tell you my kid, when he was that old, could have done it. They're the ones who are launching coins. They're the ones who are launching these bots that are sniping coins. And right, it's really young kids, and we don't know who they are because they're not talking to us on X. But I believe that story. I believe it. It was on Thread Guy, I think, yesterday or just the day before, but it's really, really young kids who are making millions trading meme coins. They're not playing our game, man. They're taking advantage of us playing a stupid game here. That could be interesting. I guess that doesn't get them off crypto. It's just a social media ban. But we'll see. All right, Breakpoint. Solana Breakpoint, massive conference. I believe sold out. It's going to have like 7,000 plus attendees. This kicks off tomorrow. Should be spicy, dude. I'm looking forward to announcements. I'm looking forward to videos out of the event. But it's a big one, man. We'll keep our eye on what that does to the market. I'll tell you this, man. Usually around conferences, why I'm not surprised it's slow right now. There's been exceptions here, but usually when there's conferences, I expect it to be very quiet on Twitter. And I expect the markets to be very quiet, especially in like the DGen stuff, right? In NFTs and meme coins. Used to be like just without fail. If there's a conference, expect it to be dead out here. And it's actually happening this time around. So expecting a quiet week. Market looking fine. Rate cuts tomorrow. Does it move the markets? No, but it's if we get rate cuts closely behind that. I'm talking January, that as soon as that becomes more tangible, then markets start moving. I do think we're getting rate cuts in January. I know it's a small percent, but I actually think it ends up happening. Anyway, this morning we're starting with Bitcoin at 90,000. Well, let's say 94. ETH at 3,100, Ripple 207, BNB 884, and then Solana 132. Down 1 to 3%, 1 to 4% across the board here. Nothing crazy. Just kind of what? We're kind of treading water until tomorrow. Tomorrow is the big day. Everyone is expecting the rate cut. Again, I believe it's priced in. I'm sure it's priced in. And maybe we get a little movement from it, but it has more to do now with the new Fed chair and rate cuts possibly in January. And I think we will get them. On the ETFs, Bitcoin ETFs, 80.6 mil in outflows. Did I say that right? I think I said that wrong. 60.4 mil in outflows yesterday. On the ETH side, 35.5 mil in inflows. And then Solana, 1.2 mil in inflows. Cutie, coming week will be crucial for any Santa rally, if any. Yeah, I still think we get it. I'm bummed to look, man. I'm bummed that our weekend buddy, I forget his name, but our weekend buddy who called a Bitcoin all-time high on the 13th. I have it on my calendar. December 13th, Bitcoin all-time high was called. And I thought it was possible. At this point. No chance. There's no chance. We're not getting that all-time high. I hope he shows up in the chat on Saturday. I bet he will. But it's not happening. We're not getting it. We do have a new BlackRock ETF coming. Only their third ETF, but this one's for staked ETH. Remember their best performing asset. The asset they're making the most revenue on is their Bitcoin ETF. Staked ETH ETF, interesting. We'll see. But again, rate cuts. Trump is saying that an immediate cut is required for the next Fed chair. Well, we think we know who the next Fed chair is. I'm assuming he's announced this month. And I'm assuming as soon as he's introduced officially as the new Fed chair, it's going to be mentioned that we're getting a rate cut immediately. When that is exactly, don't know. Right, we've heard talks that he could be implemented this month. I don't know how. Powell's still here till what, May? But Trump is a schemer. We'll see. Maybe cuts in January, but definitely when our new Fed chair starts, I think an immediate cut. We have that to look forward to. Still the jobs market, not great. U.S. layoffs on track to exceed 2008's great financial crisis, not great. Again, this weird thing we're living through where we're being told the economy is great and there's no indications that it is great other than stock market. Still, there's signs of hopium out there. And this is one of them. I'm gonna hope this is a sign. This is the look, we had this Bitcoin whale. We had this guy who was placing shorts on the market and longing the market, and he's got really interesting timing with taking those positions here. This is the insider, guys. Remember the insider who I believe had this massive, this was what was it, like a $200 million short on Bitcoin at one point? And we know he had insider info. I think it was related to tariffs, right? Might have some of the story mixed up, but this guy has insider knowledge. He does. He knows somebody in the Trump inner circle, and he's making bets with that info, right? If it's him, I think it's him. Longing millions in ETH on Hyperliquid for the last few hours. This is yesterday. This is last night. So this is not even 12 hours old. These positions worth right now $217 million. 11% of Hyperliquid's open interest right now. Crazy. We'll see. Sometimes they'll take these positions and then close them. We'll see. But if that stays, this is somebody with insider info who's being set up for probably a pretty bullish week here. Let's see. There's hope, boys. There's hope. The CFTC launched a pilot for Bitcoin collateral. Pretty cool. Okay. It's a program that allows Bitcoin, ETH, and USDC to be used as collateral in derivative markets, right? So for trading futures and options and all kinds of stuff. This is the kind of thing we were hoping for, waiting for, all of that, right? Like opening up crypto to these other markets. It's here. It's coming. It's just starting now. It's just starting now. And when the Clarity Act passes here, hopefully this year still, at the very least, some major progress on it. It's what gets me still hoping and believing. I got to stop saying hope. It's not hope. It's I believe 2026 to be a very, very special year for crypto here. We'll see. It helps when you see guys like Brian Armstrong talking like this too. US feels like it's back on offense, innovation happening. Yeah. And more than that, it's encouraged, right? It's cut out all the red tape. It's let people build. You're going to get crime along the way. Yes, but I think the innovation that comes is, I believe, worth it. I believe that. I think we're going to see some technical advancements that I think are just going to blow us away here over the next decade, especially, but it starts now. And I'm excited to hear a builder like Armstrong say he's very optimistic, call it a golden age for freedom, right? That's what I feel. That's what I feel. I almost like patriotic feeling right now because I believe that's what's actually happening. And we're at the growing pains part of it, right? I remember when Trump took office, they said there would be growing pains. That's exactly what we're feeling now. I think the payoff for this comes as soon as next year. We'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, if you look at the market just as is right now, it looks terrible. If it remains this way next year, there's no way we have a good 2026 and probably not a 27 either. We'll see. But I expect things to change next year. We'll see. A lot rides on tariffs. A lot does. And tariffs, the tariff game is still happening, by the way. Trump's now threatening to impose a 5% tariff on Mexico if they don't open up water. So again, the tariff game, this is what can... This is one of the fears still out there, too, is Trump's words and his actions, tariffs especially, can cripple any momentum we get. And it's what we've had all year long, right? Every time we had a chance to really just have that special movement here, it's the tariffs that have killed us. And again, tariffs still very much a threat, as are like, the broader tariff situation. The Supreme Court is going to rule those are illegal. And what does that look like? What does that look like if we get sued by all these countries we impose tariffs on and we have to repay them? Hundreds of billions. I think it's more than that now. It's a lot of money. What happens? What does that look like? It keeps me still from playing this market. I fucked up yesterday and I played a little bit in NFTs. Not great. Couple other quick headlines, then to AI, and there's some cool AI stories today. But Zcash now being tracked on Arkham, which is kind of interesting because Zcash is supposed to be private. You're not supposed to be able to see these transactions. Mert calling it out, which is great. Calling Arkham scammy. I think they're being a little disingenuous with how they're saying it. It's some transactions they can track. There's different kinds of transactions. You can have private, like a private transaction to a non-private, address or recipient or whatever. You could track those. Right? But there's private to private. There's a term they use for it, and I can't remember what it's called. But there's these private to private transactions you can't track. And Arkham can't track most of the volume. But they can track some. Anyway, Mert calling them out, calling them basically scammers, which interesting. But the privacy meta, man, it's not going away. It's only heating up here. Moonship. All the billionaires want energy for AI now. They're ditching the climate lies. It's true. It's true. We're going to see all these nuclear power plants getting built here in the States over the next couple of years here. It's starting next year. Actually, might be starting now already, but definitely starting next year. And like I've told you, I'm out there with some of my hopium scenarios. I still hope that that 0 point energy is real, and I hope that that's something that comes out. Now, I don't think it is. I think it's real. I don't think that's coming out because they wouldn't build all these power plants if they were getting ready to disclose 0 point energy thing. But I still think that's in play in the next 20 years. And I think that changes everything. That is whatever you think of markets now, flush it down the toilet. It's a reset button on everything. So I don't think it can happen yet, but it's coming. Privacy though, here now, right? So we have Zcash and Monero, and we've got over in the virtuals ecosystem, MuteSwap, and right, we've got all these privacy, platforms and tokens, and Cardano's got their version now too. that. We're probably not going to get to that one today, Cutie, but yes, Binance had an employee that was launching meme coins or a meme coin and promoting it using official accounts, and they got him. Actually, I think Binance paid $100,000 bounty to the person who reported it, which is cool. Over on Cardano, there's a new chain coming. It's called Midnight. This is it's not like a platform on Cardano. It's a side chain. It's its own blockchain, but it's called Midnight. Cardano validators, they earn ADA, right? They also earn this Midnight token. Pretty interesting, but that's actually, I believe, live now. A whole privacy chain here, Midnight. I'm watching, dude. Charles has got motion. This was built by Cardano too, by the way, the Cardano Foundation, a couple others or whatever, right? Built by Cardano. It's a privacy chain. So ADA and Night you earn as rewards over in that ecosystem. I would keep an eye on that, by the way. Yeah, it's going to have some major exchange listings. I would be watching that Night token. I would. It's probably going to do well. Probably is. I mean, perfect meta, privacy blockchain, whatever. It's probably going to do well. I would keep an eye on that. Do they have another token called Dust? So they have Night and they have Dust. What is Dust? Hang on. Oh, is Dust the gas token? I don't know. This kind of reminds me back with, like, remember Wax, and it had like RAM and it had CPU and it had 3 different types of, like, it's not gas, it's the wrong way to put it, but do you guys remember that with Wax? You had to basically stake Wax tokens in those different things. Yeah. Good old days, I guess. And get ready, boys. Next week, I think this is next Wednesday. This big old Coinbase event where they basically reveal it all. I think they're going to, reveal their prediction market, their stock trading on platform, tokenized stocks, right? A whole bunch more, I believe. I know Base is gearing up for something big. Big benefit to that is going to be, actually, Virtual Bacon's got a good post on it. And I actually agree with him and says, you should be looking real hard at Zoro right now. What was the other token? He mentioned a couple tokens, and I would say virtuals. I think it's base time. I think, we've all hoped it was going to be base season. More than that base becomes that thing, the thing that we believe it's going to be. This might be the moment. I'd be looking very seriously at some of the top base tokens in virtual. For me, top of that list, really. Let's get to virtuals then. Starting with AI, though. Total AI market cap down to 5.89 bill, down 1.44% in the past 24 hours. Let's see how we're looking, though. Hang on. Let's go market cap. Fartcoin, still your top agent token, 360 mil, followed by Toshi, Tibber, Alk, and Turbo. I think Rect is an interesting buy here, too. We'll talk Rect later, too. I think Rect is one of the best success stories of Web3, period. Just period. On infrastructure, it's FET, Virtual, DCAI, Pippin, back to 200 mil, and UB. I like Virtual here at 500. I do. And then DeFi, it's Venice, Cortex, Olos, Banker, and AI Tech. Weird. Just wild seeing Anon. Hey, Anon down to 14 mil. Not saying it doesn't deserve that price, but for a while I thought, hey, Anon was going to be, special, like a leader. And maybe they will be still. Mindshare-wise, it's Fartcoin on top, then Warp, Elsa, Cookie, and Virtual. Over in Virtuals, though, couple new things on the board. I'll say again, nothing I'm excited about. Really, really just slow over in Virtuals. It's kind of slow everywhere. There is a decent launch off of Virtuals over on Base that we'll get to, but Robotics went live. Might be live right now. Let's see if we're still in that tax period. No, we're not. Nope. Okay, so it's through that tax period now. 116K FDV. Anon Base, 172K. Yeah, just nothing here that's moving the needle. Fuku, 2.8 mil. That was our last successful launch. Still nothing's coming close to what Repo did. Repo maybe getting finding its bottom here around 22 mil. Let me peek real quick. Still think I'm going to be grabbing a bag of repo at some point. And it might be around here. It might be. Yeah, this definitely feels like the level it wants to. Yeah, this probably is its support level at this point. I would not mind a big bag of repo here. I dig it. Top gainers, and we're going to talk about why one of these is cooking so much. Of course, you've got the privacy meta, so PRXVT up to a 7.77 mil FDV. ArAIstotle, though, yesterday, and that token's got some motion. That's a legit project, and a very specific reason why this one was moving yesterday. Let me peek at trending, and yeah, it's all three names we just mentioned: PRXVT, ArAIstotle, and Repo. Good stuff. We're going to talk ArAIstotle in a quick minute here. Peek at what's on the board. Maxima launching in 5 hours, 5.5 hours here. Quick TLDR here. Replies looking good, man. I've not sold a single reply token. I have it all staked on their platform. I would probably buy more reply. I think they're legit. I think I think it's an awesome platform. I do. I still don't love I'll tell you, I don't love being tagged. I don't love that that's still the thing. I don't love that, you know? That's still the thing these projects are going to fight. It's kind of, like Fables, and I just don't like the games on X. I mean, it is what it is, and I think it can work, though. TLDR on Maxima, something we've talked about a lot, right? This is, in the vein of AI replacing jobs and coming from the old corporate world, right? I've got, like most of you, actually, it's like you can kind of tell what departments in a big company could be automated away, right? And I'd always said a treasury department goes bye-bye and accounts payable, and right, like you just knew some of these departments are not going to exist in 5 years, right? Maxima is an accounting project. It's accounting. It's automating this away with AI. And I love that idea, right? It does like the data entry. It manages your payroll, right? Like it's a thing that makes sense. I can't fathom this is going to work, guys. I can't even. And it's this simple because they have a token. I can't picture some enterprise company deciding to use Maxima for two reasons. This is gated by a token. You need the token to use features. Well, a company's not going to buy your token and spend token to use your product. And if they end up doing it another way where it's like, okay, but if an enterprise company wants to use it, they can pay US dollars or whatever, right? And then we'll take the money and buy burn token. I don't know if they want to be associated with a project that has a token regardless. I don't see it. I don't get it. I don't think this belongs in virtual, even if I think the product makes sense and can work. I don't get this being here. That said, I'm going to hit play here. Tell me if you guys got audio, because I want to see if maybe they changed my mind just from their little promo video. Yeah, tell me real quick, though, if you got audio when I play it. All right, audio check. If it works, good. I'm still worried with the screen switching. It zaps that setting. Let me see. I hate to get a minute in and people tell me they can't hear it. I think it worked. Are you kidding? No, Jesus, man. Sovereign, good to see you, man. Unbelievable, man. Look, I like StreamYard, but it's got so many stupid quirks. Like, I share this stuff. I select share audio, the settings there. And if I switch a screen, if I switch between my layouts, just me solo and then the other one, zaps the audio. Stupid. All right.
Aggregate data from dozens of systems, prepare and upload thousands of entries, reconcile millions of transactions, and explain variances in myriad spreadsheets and docs. No breaks, just late-night fire drills every month. We called it the close hamster wheel. In the last 2 decades, businesses have changed dramatically, but the accounting and close systems have not.
Now it's quiet. Whatever. We'll just let it rip anyways.
Complexity has risen, transaction volumes have exploded, and accounting standards have become even more arcane. But the legacy accounting and close tools coordinate and log the work. They don't prepare it. Their automations, whatever little, are brittle, need babysitting, and break the moment things change.
All right, I'm going to stop there. I get it. Like, again, the idea I like. I think for me, and I didn't check this. Let's do it. I need to see the team. I just don't think this works as a virtuals project. I think it works out there, as a, man, I don't know. I don't think this works as a crypto project, having a token at all. I just don't see I don't see any company wanting to touch a crypto product here. Well, hang on. This all changes if they have customers already, maybe. I'm not going to say I know who any of these are. I could change my mind real quick on this one. I could. Backed by the best investor and deep domain experts. Okay, hang on. I could change my mind on this one. Are they backed by Robinhood? Huh. Boys. I could change my mind real quick on this one. I could be wrong. I could be way wrong and say that, well, without knowing their tokenomics, we could go look at their tokenomics. We could go, if they have a way to get this in front of companies, even like a mom and pop shop, to be honest, but if they can get this in front of companies and they don't have to touch crypto, it's a different story. I don't know. What do you guys think here? I might almost say that I might roll the dice on something like this all of a sudden. If I believe this. I think man. I need to understand how they get around the crypto thing. But AI powered accounting stuff makes a ton of sense. Easy to understand. We already were assuming this kind of stuff's coming. We assume this is going to replace like many jobs. Many jobs. Why a token? I think my biggest hang up here is why a token. Like we say all the time, doesn't matter. Like we all know token does it. You don't need a token. So they're fundraising here. Okay, that's fine. But my thought still is people would be scared, would not want to touch a project that's got a token. Guys, kind of interested in this one now. I don't like how quickly this came on the board. I don't like not knowing anything about the team. Oh, other than we've got their LinkedIn profile, so we do know about them a little. I don't know, man. Maximum base. I mean, exactly, Moonship. Yeah, and there's. Yeah, I wonder why, and I, Will has probably met with them, or they're Z tier because they haven't met. It's one of those two. There's something interesting here, but yeah, you would assume that this is already happening, even in Excel. Like, picture Excel probably has an agent baked into it at this point. If not, it's coming that can do all this too. But why would they have backers like that? Right? Why would they have, if it's real, why would they have some of these backers? Something here doesn't add up, right? Yeah, something feels weird here. I'll say that. It's like, okay, it's one of those things that almost feels too good to be true. And I'm not saying this is groundbreaking. I'm just saying, okay, the idea I still like. The idea makes sense. I think the idea, not necessarily this product, but one of these products will be massive. But why does this come out of nowhere with supposedly the backing they have? Why a crypto? Um, yeah, interesting. Fees kind of scale along with your business and needs. Um, how do Maxima agents automate close tasks while keeping humans in control? Blah, 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 blah. I don't know, man. I could maybe roll the dice here. Hang on. They did Maxima's raised $41 million. What am I missing here, dude? If they raised $41 million, why are they launching a token? Oh man, this probably deserves a much longer deep dive. Why are they launching a token? Why are they on virtuals? Something here doesn't make sense at all. Let me check that X account again. This is super weird. I think this is a scam. This looks like a scam. There's no tweets. There's nobody we know following them. I gotta say this is a scam. This looks like all bots, right? Okay, I'm just gonna go out and say this is a scam. Yeah, too good to be true. Like that's simple. Like everything about it screams makes sense. Great team. Then it's already got backers. And then it doesn't make sense. Why are you launching on Verge? I think this is a scam. Okay, I'll say this. I'll also put it into Z tier. As much as I want to love it, and I do, I think it's a scam. I wouldn't throw any money at it. Yeah, I think it's a scam. You raised 41 million bucks. Why are you launching a token? Like, unless it has real utility, but also again, your customers are not going to be using crypto. So it's not a utility token then. Super weird. All right, we'll move on from this. I think it's a scam. And if I'm wrong, then we're looking at actually a special product. If that's real, that's like a special launch here. Man, weird. I'm excited to follow up with that one. Pretty cool. Otherwise, nothing else. Nothing new, nothing, just nothing. I still think Morse is interesting. But yeah, nothing. Man, I'm excited to see how that one plays out. Pretty sure it's a scam. Actually, hang on. Let's check their profile. Let's see if they renamed here. Head over to Ethos if there's even anything about them. Is that going to load? Yep. Seems a little scammy. Okay, almost there. Oh, god damn it. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah, okay, nothing here. No, yeah, we got nothing. We got nothing on them. All right, we'll see how it plays out. Thinking it's a scam. Bummer. Got excited for a minute there. God. Well, then moving on to something that's definitely not a scam and is one of the best things we've seen on virtuals, period. Just period. Now, like in front of Tim Draper, who like sees this thing. I mean, it sounds like loves this thing. Tim Draper not calling out, wrong way to put it, but kinda. ArAIstotle.
Facticity.ai, developed by Singapore startup AI Sears, has emerged as a
It's probably hard to hear, by the way, but
leader in AI-driven fact-checking.
So we're already using AI for deal flow, but we also use it for diligence. We evaluate people's voices. We evaluate whether people are lying on the videos because we do recordings.
And so that helps us in evaluating startups.
that's crazy. I didn't know people are using AI like that now. If you're like in an interview, they're analyzing your voice. Maybe like have to tell if you're a real person, but also if you're bullshitting your way through an interview or something or a presentation. Wild.
There's a company called Sear in Singapore that can tell if you're telling the truth or not. And it can evaluate passion. And the best inventions of 2024, Facticity.ai continues to set new standards in combating misinformation through transparent and reliable AI tools.
I think we got an ArAIstotle mention here.
I didn't take the test, man. Oh, maybe you're not a good liar. I'm not a very good liar at all, but it was good. Thank you.
So all of those industries that are providing bad service at a high cost are in effect monopolies or oligopolies. When new technology comes, that's our defense.
Okay, I guess not. God damn it, dude. Well, hang on. Oh, is this the dev behind ArAIstotle? Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. At the very least, mentions it here. Specifically calls out, like mentions ArAIstotle. ArAIstotle team tackling one of the most fundamental questions: how do we truly know what is good, what is true and good information? It's high praise, man. And then going back to ArAIstotle, and let's peek at the chart. You'll see literally that tweet sent it. And funny enough, almost got me buying, and I stopped myself because I'm like, this is stupid. But you'll see in the chart right when that tweet, it's here. It's that tweets out, and all of a sudden, boom. This thing rips from what, 8.5 mil market cap, gets to 13. What is this, like 70%? My math done right? Somewhere around there. And then I start thinking, but cool, the mention's cool, knowing it's on his radar, cool. Does it matter for the token itself? And so then I did not buy, which is the right idea. Anyway, really, really, really cool. We will see some of these products on virtuals become, look, we'll see one thing from the virtuals ecosystem become, I don't want to say a household name, but maybe. But we will see a major, major success story out there, like in the real world. We'll have our Beeple of AI. We will, or of products. We'll have that. In some amount of time, we'll see a success story, something that breaks through and becomes a mainstream product. How big and whatever, I don't know, but we'll see it. We'll see a breakthrough product that had its start on virtuals. We'll see it. Could be something that's here right now. I think if I were betting, I would say we've not seen it yet, but maybe. It could be ArAIstotle. Actually, ArAIstotle has that kind of potential. Keep your eye on ArAIstotle for sure. Very cool story. Very cool. The base Solana bridge, two-way bridge, right? Virtuals is integrated that. I don't remember if we talked about that with this announcement. I think not, but it's there. So you can now bridge assets from Solana to virtuals. Maybe you can, and I haven't done this yet, but maybe you can buy virtuals tokens using Sol. Maybe that's the kind of thing this unlocks. You can have these like cross-chain liquidity pools. It's a win for virtuals, even if it's not moving the needle here yet, but Pretty cool win. We also have launches over on Base outside of virtuals with a project that started on virtuals, talking about Backroom, who yesterday did the ICM raise for Fan 360 Games. It's a sports prediction market type of platform. You can actually still get in that pre-sale, I think right now for like the next like 15 minutes or so. Right? They have a token pre-sale. If you have a room token, this is how I think it works, but if you have room, you're guaranteed, you know, like your full allocation, depending on what you spend. Hit their soft cap. They got 75,000. They're at their hard cap now, $150,000 committed to this pre-sale. So oversubscribed. This is where I think being a room holder guarantees you a full allocation. I think they start diluting you or right, giving you less token once it gets past that cap if you're not a room holder. So let's see how this goes. Partnered with Aerodrome as well. Like, right, let's yeah, I'm kind of there too. This doesn't blow me away, but I'm rooting for Backroom. I want to see them have successful launches. Gives us a whole other place to, you know, keep up on and hopefully see some great products launching. But we'll keep our eye on Fan for sure. BitTensor. They've got their halving coming up in 4 days now. BitTensor will do our deep dive on it. I want to do it tomorrow. I don't know if I'll get it in tomorrow, but let's say like by Thursday, maybe for Friday. Let's just say this week still. We'll do a deep dive on BitTensor. It'll be before the halving comes here. That is one of those ecosystems that I think is really important for us to know, like know it. And I don't know it yet. I have a very loose understanding of it. I want to know it. Because everybody knows BitTensor at least and like understands it's a big deal, and we don't know exactly how, why, and what the potential is for it, other than we all just think it's big because everybody talks about it. I think it is big. So stay tuned for that. We'll do that BitTensor deep dive this week. It will be this week. Last couple little AI headlines, couple cool ones actually. What's up, Gravity? Good morning, man. McDonald's dropped an ad completely AI generated. Of course, they get all that backlash. They get all that, you know, people hate AI, dude. It's so crazy. So all that backlash, and I love that McDonald's put out that they talked about the work that went into it. And I love that they did that, saying they hardly slept for several weeks because it takes that much time to write these prompts. And I love that they said this AI didn't make the film, we did. I love that, dude. I love it. I think that's so cool. I think the ad is cool, but I think explaining it more is just, it's super important. We need that. So GG's to McDonald's there. All right. Last couple headlines here. Trump has approved the sale of NVIDIA's H200 chips to China, right? Chip sales to China were banned. They're allowing certain chips to be sold to China with a 25% tax, basically, that goes to the United States. Weird. Super weird, but kind of is what it is. Kind of bullish. And then GPT 5.2 is coming out. It was supposed to, people were thinking it'd be out yesterday. Didn't hit the mark, or even today. By the end of the week, we're getting 5.2. It's interesting, man. They're having to play catch up all of a sudden with Gemini. All these models just keep leapfrogging each other, which is great. And they are getting better and better and better. And I think Grok right now is my go-to. I'm not spending much time with Gemini, even though when I tried it, it's really good. But Grok is still the main LLM I'm using now. It's so good for research, especially when, you know, the main source of your like information is on X. It's like the most powerful search engine in a social media app I've used. I think Grok is phenomenal. But GPT 5.1, or excuse me, 5.2, let's see how it goes. I'm not digging my experience with ChatGPT lately. Like super long-winded with stuff. I mean, you guys saw even the voice chat, super long-winded, but even my replies, the text I get, long-winded, and it's still fluff. You know what I mean? There's too much. It's too like with that positive spin on it. And yeah, I don't trust a lot of it. So over in AI. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I gotta play with Gemini more. Over in NFTs, guys, we got some cool stories over here. We'll do this quickly, but dude, we had 5 million sales on Sunday. This is, again, it's really slow out there right now. That is the lowest we've seen in since the bear market. We haven't seen 5 million daily sales since, guys, I want to say like the worst of like early like 2023. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Or even like, yeah, dude, that's as bad as we've seen in a long time. 5 million sales. Wild. Back up to 8 mil yesterday. Sellers, though, down. Buyers, down. Transactions up. Average sale price up. Profit still a mil in the negative here. We did have the FWOG collection, right, revealed yesterday. I don't love how this went at all. I'm bummed. It did not go how I thought, and I was so sure about how it was going to go. Got it wrong. But FWOG's #1 collection, you know, almost a mil in volume. I'm bummed how that went. Okay, they did the reveal. I think look, the collection looks nice. It made me appreciate GVC more as far as GVC nailed the traits. Rarity with inside rarity, make it like they really perfected the balance of traits and rarity. They really did. GVC is like, it's hard to know that or see that unless you're in it and have put like hours and hours looking at traits. I can tell you, trait breakdown wise and rarity, I don't think I've seen a project as good as GVC. Even if, you know, people say like elementals are the collection because there's so many traits and whatever. Yeah. I think GVC is the best to do it trait wise. I think a lot of the FWOG stuff looks very samey. I'm not feeling it yet. I'm going to put more time into like kind of looking over, but I'm not feeling that things feel rare. Everything is kind of samey. Still like the collection, looks good. The bummer for me, is they did the strategy token, and I was hoping, and I actually was betting by buying one. I bought one on secondary. I was betting that they were going to share fees with NFT holders because they were saying we're going to do something we've never seen before. You know, the ownership narrative has been ramping up, and I just like everything they did with this. Well, the collection or the token comes out, so Flogster, and there's no fee sharing with holders. There's not. There's a split, right? They do some buying back of NFTs. They give 1% to Punkster, and they're giving 1% to buying back FWOG, the Solana meme coin. That was their innovation. And look, that's fine. That's fine. That's cool. But 1% is not going to move the needle on the FWOG meme coin at all. And they're not doing any rewards to the NFT holders. And they had a bug in their contract, I think, because their token standard, 721C. The way this thing was buying NFTs is it was buying way above floor. I think I saw it, you know, when the floor is at like 0.1 something, it was buying NFTs at like 0.7. Something busted here, so OX Quick got in there and fixed it up and explained what he did, but the strategy token comes out broken. I think there was the first fumble in this FWOG, you know, story, which had been flawless up until yesterday. That was a big misstep here, I think. Both the FWOG buyback and then fucking up the token here. I don't think those are dead. I still like them. I still think there's some life ahead of them, but excitement level slashed. It's just they're cool. It's about all I can say about them now. So kind of bummed about that one. We'll see if the community's bummed after today, which is the new Doodles mint, the secondary collection. What are they called? The Doopies. Today's Doopie Day. It's today. Some changes from the team, right? OG Doodles and their duplicators each get to claim a Doopie. Well, they've changed that now, and the OG Doodles get 2 Doopies, meaning that concern that we had that there's so much left for public, about 14,000. We're like, who's going to buy them? Well, there's going to be a lot less for public. Probably still like 10,000-ish. You know, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 left for public, and I struggle to see who's buying them, but, you know, they'll probably sell out. But it's not a cheap mint. 1 SOL, all the way up to 3 SOL for the rarer cubes, you know, the better cubes. We'll see how it goes, man. A lot of fun about these still. A lot. And Pranksy pointing out, and I think I agree, saying they don't want many people claiming for free. It's not a long window. It's a 4-hour window total. In fact, actually less than that in a way. 4-hour total window to claim your Doopies. 3-hour window for OG Doodles to claim. That's this morning. I think that's actually live right now. In fact, only an hour left for OG Doodles to claim. They did it this morning. That's a terrible time to do this. if you wake up like a little later in the morning, you might miss it entirely. You had until 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern time for OGs to claim, and then it's only an hour for duplicators to trade. After that, public sale. Well, whitelist and then public sale tonight. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. I think this should be open for 24 hours. Maybe don't send them to people yet because maybe they don't want OGs to get them and put them right on secondary and see how low they go. And then nobody wants to mint. Maybe that's it. But like, let them claim for 24 hours, then send them maybe right before whitelist mint, or I don't know. This isn't good. I don't think this is going to go well for them at all. In fact, I'm going to go to Magic Eden and peek. I don't like it. Solana Seekers got doodles, huh? I don't think this is going to go well. Okay, Doopies again. Right now, it's the OG doodle claim. Total claim 4,300. There's an hour left. And then the duplicators get to claim. It's going to be a lot left for, whitelist and then public sale. And I don't know, man. Solana will support it. Maybe they get a little hype at, break point or, I don't know, but I don't know, man. I'm rooting for them. I'm rooting for them, man. I just don't think it's going to work. And by work, will it be over mint price? Maybe. Okay. Did the Cleanosaur secondary collection ever get above mint price? They are cats, yeah. Yep. They are. Yeah, if in person, somebody can compromise your device. So essentially treat it like a hot wallet. Do not use your Seeker as cold storage. I wish these guys luck. I got to check if the Cleanosaurs ever got above mint price, the secondary collection. I don't know, man. And here's my big old worry. I got a lot of worries, by the way, but one of my biggest worries here, by the way, Burnt Toast saying this is his last ever character collection. He'll do more on-chain art, but this is his last characters. Done. We'll see. Moonship, you talking about the Seeker? If that's about the Solana Seeker, Moonship, there's a vulnerability in the chip. And the actual physical chip can't be patched. Has to physically be replaced. Solana's the... yeah, there you go. They've not made any comments about it, too, how they're going to fix it, if they're even going to fix it. And they got their airdropper. They got their token claim coming in January, so yikes. But yeah, I wouldn't keep it. If you have a Solana Seeker, do not use it as cold storage. I think it's like, okay, look, they're completely compromised. I think it's like very low chance that anything happens because it has to be physical. It's a physical, compromise. But pretty bad. And it's not just those Seekers, by the way. It's multiple Android devices. So not great. Not great. My biggest worry here coming up now is, look, if NFTs come back, yeah, Moonship, big deal. I'll send you a link after. Yeah, it's actually rather under the radar for how big it is. My worry right here with NFTs, I think art is going to still do, if there's an NFT cycle or hot part of NFT still to go, it's art. It's not PFPs, right? Because here's the thing, the PFP brands have all blown their load. I think there's very little left for any of these big NFT projects to do. Here, Moonship, I'll drop it in the chat. There's nothing left. I don't think any of the top NFT projects have anything left this cycle. They've dropped their tokens. They've dropped their secondary collections. I think we're basically at the end for PFPs this cycle. Doesn't mean they can't have some upside, especially if somebody can go and tackle the ownership thing, which they should. It's an art thing. I think it's art. I think art can still do well this cycle if there is still life left, and I think there is, but not PFPs. I think everything is tapped out. We'll see. You got the OpenSea drop coming. We'll see, but you put out your collection. What else do you have this cycle? Pretty much nothing. Art still, and this is actually important, guys. This is like really important, actually. There's an opportunity for you to make $30,000. So hang on. Like real. This is real. Did want to put on because the art is happening here, right? Like art is just, it's just the best, right? Super Rare has a launch coming, I think now. I think today is the launch date for this collection here, right? Maria, whatever. It's plagiarized art. This person has been like, there's been so much controversy around this artist for like weeks now. I think you maybe have seen it on the timeline. I think we covered it even once, but they have a Super Rare collection launching now. And there's thread after thread of this person now stealing other people's art. You have examples, I think, under this main tweet too. Do I have the next one maybe? Nope. There are threads showing that this person is stealing other people's art, multiple examples. Why did I not? Oh, it's under the Super Rare tweet. Oh, they deleted it. Okay. I think Super Rare finally zapped it. That tweet under it had all replies of like people saying, here's my collection, here is theirs. And then a completely separate artist in a different collection saying, here's mine, here's theirs. This person is ripping off multiple artists. And Super Rare was about to have that as a curated drop. I'm glad they took it down. That seems to be done. In fact, let's see if Super Rare made a comment about it. So much drama here, man. OpenSea and Mask will probably be flops. Yeah. Everybody's going to grab them and dump them the second you get them. Yeah, I think they just zapped that. And they'll probably make a comment about it. But gone. Okay. Very, very, very important. All right, people with like a little wrap up. Abstract might be different too, but I do think tokens are different now. And I think I don't know. Abstract, I still am going to hold out and say could be different. Exactly, Moonship, right? It's got to be in person. It's got to be someone has to have your phone and have the device to be able to do it. Very low odds. But if somebody has it, it's easy to do. So, okay, people, again, wrap up of the weekend of Art Basel, of his, regular creatures collection, which is so cool, or regular animals. Regular creatures? What? My brain does not work anymore. It's crazy. Here's the thing. People saved 10 of the NFTs, guys. 10 of the NFTs. This is fucking awesome. I went and scrolled the timeline and was scanning QR codes like crazy trying to get one. 10 of the NFTs are going to be available in an online contest. How cool is that? We're all going to have a chance to get a Beeple NFT. And right, they were selling for $30,000. Right now, they're around $23,000. They're like 7.5 ETH. I still believe those are going to be 20-ish ETH, and I think they actually might be higher. I think they're so cool. I think they're underpriced right now. It's dead out there right now. It's dead out there. That's the best time to be buying, I believe. And I think art still is going to have some life this cycle. I think probably some good times ahead. But anyway, 10 of the regular animals coming. We'll see how soon, but there's no way we're missing this, right? We're all going for this. And I hope somebody here gets one. I really do. When it happens, of course, we'll be talking about it here. Maybe we can do it live. Let's see. But love that. Man, when I still work with crypto bats, we had this IRL scavenger hunt for crypto bats. Ancient Bats was the collection. I wanted to have at least one of them that was an online scavenger hunt. I think that's so cool. And it sounds like maybe he's doing something like that, which he's done before. He's multiple times done online like hunts for NFTs, which is so cool. So stay tuned. It's pretty cool. I like that Abstract is holding off doing their token drop because they don't want to do it when they might hit a 1 or 2 bill FDV. They want to hit 20. Like Luca's so self-aware. I love it. So I think Abstract will do okay because they'll only drop when it can do okay, Got to blitz through. We're over time. The Jack Butcher receipt collection. Oh, actually, it's called self-checkout. This is fucking awesome, man. I wish I did it because he did an online part 2. Leave it to Nate Alex, the GOAT. The fucking GOAT. Love Nate Alex. He went and he bought one, right? He bought a receipt. Spent $1,000 on it, by the way. And then when it came to the tip, like he's making his own artistic statement. Nate is a phenomenal artist. He's a contract artist. He's a technical guy. He's like, in a way, actually, he's not even super technical. He's just smart. He's clever. I love Nate. Might try to get him on the stream next week, actually. I love this guy. Spent $1,000. When it came to the tip, he left a negative $999 tip just to fuck with him, right? which is beautiful. And he even says here he imagines Jack would have liked it. And he still paid a little something too. And it is real. You can go on the site. It's real. He really did leave a negative tip. And Jack says, well played. I love that. I expected exactly that from Jack. Jack's here to just play with the tech and make you think. And Nate doing that did exactly what Jack is hoping for. People to go and take something and add a little of their own message to it. I love that stuff, man. I think that's so cool. That's one of my favorite things now to come out of Art Basel this weekend. So cool. That's real. Spent $1,000 minus $999. So he spent, $20 for shipping, $1 on the receipt. Awesome. Awesome. I wish I bought one because you could do it online. Totally forgot about that. We had our first Bubbles burp from the X-Copy collection. Did I say burst? Burp? I don't know what I said. We had our first X-Copy Bubble pop event. There we go. Like 600 popped, something like that. And there's a countdown on the site, and you can see it when the next pop is coming. Real cool. I've not had any of mine pop yet. I'm going to be bummed when they pop, but someone's going to get left with a 1-1 X-Copy, which is freaking cool. All right. Man, the founder of Bitcoin Puppets, the creator of them, the puppeteer, leaving X. This is a bummer. He's got some IRL stuff going on. This is just to show Bitcoin's not in a good spot right now, especially when you have who I think is one of the best characters in Bitcoin, not going to be around for now. Signing off X. He's saying for good. I bet it's not for good, but saying this is my last social media account, and he can't stop scrolling when real life is falling apart, and I need to deal with some serious shit. Nuked his Discord servers. Time to touch grass and fix what matters. World peace, by the way. I love this guy, man. I love this guy. Real good for the space and an artist to his core, right? And it's going to be a bummer if he's really, really, really leaving. He was really good for this space, man. And I think he's gone. Bitcoin's in trouble because all we have now is scumbags and grifters and scammers. And I'm not saying that and bringing up Leonidas next on purpose. That's just the layout I had. But his inscription number 69 is now down to 0.3 Bitcoin. Let's see what it's at now. It's a Dutch auction now. 0.35. And nobody's buying. And I don't think anybody's going to buy till maybe 0.2. Someone does it as a favor. Maybe it goes at 0.3. Maybe, nothing will surprise me here, but also what won't surprise me is if this goes for 0.05 or 0.1. That won't surprise me. Nothing will. If it sells here, I'll still say not surprised that it went that cheap because that's cheap compared to what he thought it would go. The reason I don't care about this is because he's the guy who is driving that narrative of low inscription number matters. And it's bullshit. And I've said it's bullshit. And I know most of you probably have always agreed it's bullshit. But some people I know have been all about that low inscription number and have really pushed that. It's a sub 10K collection. That's what a collection is born out of. And they're like selling point. We're sub 10K. I told people, ignore that shit. That's bullshit. Don't buy it. If it adds a little value, it adds that much value. And it only adds that value when things are giga hyped. Like when we're in that euphoric period, it adds a little value. In a bear market, it's nothing. And you see that here with inscription 69 worth nothing. It's not worth 0.35. Again, won't surprise me if it sells there. Won't surprise me if it sells for 0.05 Bitcoin. I think it's worth 0.05 Bitcoin. It's worth whatever someone's going to spend on it, but I'm not surprised to see this. But I guess like where I said, I didn't put him here on purpose with that comment of we have grifters left. I don't think Leonidas is a grifter, but he drove a narrative that I think was grifty, that he, God, I like Leonidas, but he was the one who was inscribing some of these or buying early inscription and then push that narrative of early inscriptions. And I think it was a bullshit narrative. Not surprised. And it sucks if he needs money, which is what might be happening. It sucks. Like, I don't wish ill on anybody, even people I don't like. And I like him. So like, but I hope whatever he's needing it for, he gets. I don't like seeing people like, whatever, Alex. I like Alex, actually. Imagine one of the leading pioneers in ordinals selling low inscription numbers. GG, bro, send it to 0, you motherfucker. Yeah, it is a bad look. It's a bad look. It's a bad look because it was a bullshit narrative, and I think he knew, and if he didn't know, he should have known. It's a bullshit narrative, sub. I still think sub 100 matters a little. Number 1 matters. Not really number 0 matters. Number 1, I don't think matters at all. Number 0 matters. 0 was the first inscription. That one matters. No other low inscription matters other than a little bit. Little bit. I have some low inscription numbers that I mention. I can mention it's a lower number. Doesn't mean shit. Doesn't mean shit. I have like a what? 12K? Something like the 12. So who fucking cares? I have the 12,000th inscription. Who fucking cares? Stupid. We do have a new collection coming, I believe, on Bitcoin. So at the worst of times, sometimes you get the most special things. This is some kind of dick butts collection on Bitcoin. Funny enough, it couldn't be worse over in Bitcoin. It couldn't be worse. And that often is when people just say, fuck it, and they mint for fun. And when you really can have something special born. If these are minting soon, and I think they are, look, I don't think they'll do well. Also, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they do really fucking well. And we'll see. I probably would mint one depending on the price. Lil Pudgies have a toy out. We're almost done, I promise. Lil Pudgies have a toy out. It's got an AI component to it. It's got a little voice box in it, but it is an AI like it's AI. It'll talk to you probably more organically than any other toy we've ever really played with when we were kids. Cutesy little toy live right now. I like it, dude. I like it. Love Lil Pudgies. And then we'll end on this one, and I will glaze the fuck out of OSF. I am going to invite him on the show next week. The project who's done it the best and who's been building and grinding, they have an NFT, they have a token, but they did it the right way by giving NFT holders ownership of the brand, and now they're partnering with everybody. Everybody. In stores now, they partner with all these Web3 brands, OpenSea and MoonPay and blah, blah, blah. And now they're partnering with X Games. They're partnering with X Games. Fucking amazing. GG's to that guy. OSF is the GOAT. Everybody should copy what he's doing. And they won't because he's faster and better than everybody. So there we go. All right, smash the like on the show. Damn, I'm so late today. Crazy. Hit the like on the show. Subscribe to CryptoSlam on YouTube, guys. Follow CryptoSlam.io on X and join us in Slam Nation. I want you on the show, and I want to plug you into our data. We'll give you credits to do it for free. Everything on chain, but a focus on ETH and Base. If you're building apps, if you're building dashboards, if you're building agents, you want to supercharge them and honestly be better than anything else out there, you got to plug them into our data. Reach out to us at Slam Nation X, or reach me at Hudah_idiot over on X as well. Guys, have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Bit Tensor Deep Dive coming this week. We'll see you. Goodbye, guys.